Hello and welcome to Binary Bear Tutorials. In this series of tutorials I'll show you how to install Windows 7 besides Windows 8 when it's pre-installed. For example, if you now have bought a new laptop, then you'll have Windows 8 pre-installed, and in these videos I'll show you how to install Windows 7 besides this Windows 8 installation without destroying anything on the Windows 8 installation. I always had the problems that the Windows 7 installation media did not boot. Windows 8 uses UEFI. That's a new type of booting. It's not BIOS any longer as it was in Windows 7. And so all the installation media I created USB sticks, I created CDs, and they all did not boot. And I needed to find another solution, and I'll show you a solution without booting any Windows 7 installation media as well. And we'll make Windows 7 UEFI bootable, even though it does not want to be booted UEFI, but it works well. And we'll also install Ubuntu, or I'll install Ubuntu Studio, but you can also use Ubuntu, it works the same way. And we need that Linux system to configure a bootloader, which is able to boot Windows 8 and Windows 7 and Ubuntu as well. And the advantages of this type of installation are that it works. That's a big advantage, as all the other tutorials I found on the internet did not work for me, as the installation media did not boot. And it's not very dangerous as well, because you do not lose your Windows 8 recovery options, and you do not lose your Windows 8 bootloader as well. So if anything should go wrong, you should always be able to still boot Windows 8, and that's very good. And we do not change or override anything in the Windows 8 bootloader, and we'll make an own copy for the Windows 7 bootloader. But you should still make a system image before you start the installation, and that is very important. You can just Google system image in order to find out how to make that, but really create it, as you'll then be able to restore everything. So if you should do any mistake, you'll always get your current state back. And the basic installation steps of this installation are that we will install Windows 7 inside VirtualBox. For that we need an installation medium like Windows 7 CD, or if you don't have a CD, then you can just use an ISO file, which you can download on the internet. Of course, you need your product key yourself, so make sure you have a product key. And when we then have this installation media, we can just install Windows 7 inside VirtualBox, and we'll install it onto a VHD file. VHD means virtual hard disk, and this virtual hard disk will be needed later. Then what we do is we'll start partitioning the hard drive, and we'll create partitions for Ubuntu and Windows 7. And then we mount the VHD file which we created in VirtualBox, and then we copy the Windows 7 partition from the VHD file to an external hard drive or USB medium, which you'll need as well. And then we also create a Ubuntu USB boot stick. So what you need is, you need your computer, you need a Windows 7 image for this installation, and you need at least two USB media, one as Ubuntu boot medium and one for the Windows 7 partition. We shall not copy the Windows 7 partition directly in Windows 8 because then we'll destroy the partition table, and that's a big problem as Windows 8 can't find its recovery options then. So we'll just keep this untouched and copy the Windows 7 partition in Ubuntu. When we created the Ubuntu USB stick, we'll boot up Ubuntu, and then we can copy the Windows 7 partition using Ubuntu from the USB medium to our computer. And then we restart the computer and boot into the recovery options, which we luckily have not lost. And with these recovery options, we'll create a bootloader for Windows 7. We'll not override the Windows 8 bootloader. We'll create an own one for it. And then, after installing Ubuntu and that bootloader, we'll disable Secure Boot. And last but not least, we'll start Ubuntu. And then we install and configure Refined Graphical Boot Manager, which we'll use to start Windows 7 and Windows 8 and Ubuntu. And then we're done. And then you have a triple boot multi-operating system which works. And yes, you can just watch the videos. The next video is video 1 about how to install Windows 7 inside VirtualBox, and when you just follow the videos by the numbers, I hope you'll make your Windows 7 installation besides Windows 8.